Hello everyone, this is Cool Cat Jazz coming back at you from my boom boom room. I have finished building my crossover, so I guess this will be part one of my speaker update. I'm going to go and try to explain the differences between both crossovers, the old and the new. As you can see here, these are the original crossovers, just a very simple first order system here. Just two capacitors handling the woofer, the mids, and the tweeters. I think the woofer, they run full range. I think they do. With the new capacitor, I think they run full range too, but this one is just a little different, or a lot different, should I say. So, two capacitors handling everything, and you have your little, polytensioners or L pads here that, if you listen to them, I got them loose now, but they were really, yeah, see, they're just grinding, they're done. What I regret doing is not making a video of how they sound prior to after installing the new crossovers, but I did another little update here. I will not be using these cabinets. I've decided to build new cabinets, and the reason why is, of course, a lot of people complain about the L100s. When you first hear them, they sound excellent. You're like, holy shit. And then, when you start listening to them with a critical ear, then you start noticing, the highs and the mids are smearing, almost non-existent. The woofer or the bass is very boomy. Typical 1970s speakers. And the reason why they're boomy and they're kind of a little bit smudged is, of course, because of the crossovers and the building material of this cabinet, which is typical 1970s chipboard, and the internal dampening material is fiberglass. Now, what I decided to do was build bigger cabinets. I increased about I don't know, almost a cubic feet. Internal bracing, there's going to be modern cabinets. They're almost done. They're outside in the garage, and I'm waiting on some edge band to come in today, according to the tracking. So hopefully I get the edge band on today, and then tomorrow I can get to sanding. And I think I'm going to just finish it in Danish oil and just put like a wax polish over it instead of putting poly or anything like that, because they're speakers. I mean, I'm not going to be putting or using them, putting stuff on them, and like a kitchen table or something like that. So I think I'm gonna just finish it in wax with a wax paste polish. But this is the new crossover there. Now this is what's considered a third order. I'm not going to go into detail on that because we'll be here all fucking day, and it's all math. And there's programs out on the internet where you can build your own crossover. You just tell them, it seems a lot more complicated than it is, but I'm not going to fucking goddamn sit here and try to explain every little thing. Fuck that. But this is what's called a third order, which means basically, I think what I've read is that every speaker, the woofer, the mid, and the tweeter has its own circuitry. His own line, reproducing music. As to regard with, this just handled everything. So big difference. This is just two capacitors and that's it. Not even a resistor or anything. This one has inductors. I didn't want to spend too much money because on crossovers and, capacitors and inductors, you could spend as much money as you can afford, man. They're just ridiculous amount of fucking capacitors out there, and I wanted to keep it kind of down to earth. Like I said in the previous video, I think I spent $325 total to build the capacitors, so I wanted to keep a good budget. Like I said, these capacitors right here are Mundor's, and if you notice, I was when I build stuff, I do tons of research. That's why I don't decide one day I'm going to build speakers and you see me up with a video in 2-3 days. Tons of research on what to do, what not to do, and you still fuck up. I mean, when I show these speakers, I'll explain I did one thing that I wish I would have done different. But the speakers are built. I mean, it doesn't. What I did wrong doesn't affect the way the speaker plays. It just aesthetically, the way they look. I wish I would have done it a little bit better. But again, I do tons of research. I try to pull the best out of everything that I read and try to incorporate it into your build, just like I did my Keto preamp, my Lenko. There's tons of information online. So yeah. So anyways, these capacitors right here, I think they are on the new B&W A100 D3s. Those are $30,000 speakers, and you'll notice that they have this capacitors running one of their, in their crossovers. The other, of course, they use. I think I've seen they use just air core inductors, which is kind of, you got to pick. I guess when the woofer has to be a P core, which is just, has this iron around it, and then the inductor goes around it. I think for woofers, it's not, what I've read, it's not smart to use foil or air cores. But I think the way it goes, I think the foils are the top of the line inductors that you can buy. I've got, like I said, I got this all rock bottom prices, man. Just patience and time, and you'll get them at a good price. So there you have it. That is my little update here. Like I said, the edge band should be here today, so hopefully I'll get to oiling, and by the end of this week I should be playing some music on my new speakers. Right now what I'm doing is just took the Lenko apart and cleaned and oiled everything, getting ready for a new year of listening to music. I'm trying to dial in right now. Let me see if I could just let it run for a little bit and try to dial it in at 33.3. Running a little fast here. There it goes. But that's it, guys. That's the well, I shouldn't be filming this, but that's my little speaker update here. Like I said, new cabinets, new crossover. It's going to be a completely modern JBL tall speaker. So hopefully I'll see you here real soon, and keep it jazzy, and peace.